Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Detroit Tigers franchise on MLB The Show 20. We are back and this is going to be it. This is going to be the trade deadline episode, and you can see we're going to make our trades before going into these big divisional matchups. Zach Godley's going to get dumped off of the squad. Then we're going to trade 3 prospects here for David Robertson off the Phillies. I feel like he could really help our bullpen. We're also going to switch William Crump for Justin Williams. I think that's a good deal for us. And then we're going to trade Jackie Nixon. We've got too much center field in our prospect lineup, so we are going to bring in Cam Williams. We're also going to get Touki Toussaint off of the Braves, along with Freddie Ayala for Jacoby Jones. Sorry, Jacoby Jones fans, he just wasn't making it up quick enough, and we have a lot of great outfielders in this organization. And we trade a bunch of outfielders away for some more prospects because we just have too many outfielders in this organization. We're going to go ahead and sign Robbie Deal. He's not the greatest prospect in the world, but we'll bring him in. And then 2 guys who I really did not like in this organization, Vizcaino and Candelario, going for Kendall Brown, who made the All-Star game in AAA. He's going to play in the majors for us. Mauricio Ramiro is going to be traded. We needed another shortstop prospect, so we get that. Pedro Strop, Travis Demeritte, and Cole Peterson are going to be going to the Phillies as well for Sir Anthony Dominguez. So we're poaching some Philly relievers in this episode. Then we're going to get rid of Steve Cishek, who's about to become a free agent, and pick up some prospects for that. So not a ton of big moves, but we did bolster the bullpen, in my opinion, and we get a very nice player in Kendall Brown, who is going to be making his major league debut today against the Chicago White Sox. Trevor Bauer on the mound. He's 11-0 with a 3.30 ERA and a 1.23 whip. So, while record doesn't mean a lot, it's still impressive that he's 11-0. Here's a hit down the left field line, and that is going to be fair. And a double it will be. So we have somebody on second base for Justin Turner, and Turner's going to take this one all the way to the wall in right field. Man, if only the man on second could have gotten a much better break, but he didn't. Here's Jonathan Schoop, and he's going to swing through the high fastball for a strikeout for Trevor Bauer. Still 2 on, though, with just 1 away, and Kendall Brown will take the walk. He'll go right over to first. Bases are bomb now for Nico Goodrum. Goodrum going to hit this one deep out to left field. It is going to get caught, and we're going to try and tag and score here. And that is going to be easily successful as even Turner tags from second to third. Here's C.J. Cron. He's going to hit one, and that is going to be a fly out to right. So with all of that said, we just come away with 1 run. Daniel Norris, a 2.89 ERA and 1.18 whip. He's been one of our better pitchers all year. Just a 6-4 record to show for it. So we have been DeGromming him a little bit, not giving him the support. And here you can see out in the field, not good fielding out there in right. That is going to cause 2 runs across the plate for the White Sox. Mazzara will strike out, though. So Norris giving up some runs, but not really all his fault yet again. Here's a hit for Kendall Brown, and that is going to go right up the middle. That is going to bring home another run, and sliding across the plate is Reyes with his 2nd run scored of the game. Kendall Brown's first major league hit and RBI. There you go. He took a walk, and he got a hit and an RBI, so good to see that as Cron strikes out to end the 3rd here for Bauer. He's excited about it. It's a 2-2 game. Eloy Jimenez bounces one up the middle. Nice slide and throw by Jonathan Schoop. So now Louis Robert comes up. He's going to lace one into left field. That is going to go all the way to the warning track and bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. Now Jose Iglesias is going to hit one deep to left, going back and making the grab at the wall. Beautiful catch. But Louis Robert going to get his way to third. Now Moncada is up. He's going to get a single up the middle. Diving for it is Goodrum. He can't get there. White Sox take the 3-2 lead here, bottom 5. Eloy Jimenez bounces one. Nice play by Schoop, stepping on the bag and throwing to first. Schoop has made some really nice defensive plays. Joe Smith coming in to pitch his 15th game this season, a 1.96 ERA for him. So he has been very good for the White Sox. This one dribbled over to first. That's going to be a double play for the White Sox as they get out of the 7th inning, no problem. Now we bring in Seranthony Dominguez. We brought him in. He has a 4.73 ERA in 31 appearances this year. He hasn't been very good against righties, but he gets through his portion of the innings as good as he can until this point. Jimmy Cordero coming in for the White Sox. He's been pretty horrible, a 7.04 ERA, but they get him there, and he is just not happy about that. That's Kendall Brown. He is not happy at all. Here, nice double play to get us out of the bottom of the 8th for Seranthony Dominguez, and Aaron Bummer coming in. We're hoping to bum a couple runs off him. I believe I've said that before. 2.57 ERA for him on the season, and C.J. Cron is going to tie the ball game in the top of the 9th with a solo shot, his 14th of the year. 426 feet off of Bummer, and man, what a bummer that is for him. Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry. C.J. Cron with his 14th home run of the year, and Jake Rogers up at the plate. He's going to lift one into right field. He wants it to bloop, but it's going to get caught out there by the second baseman. So Jose Abreu comes up in the bottom of the 9th. He hits one right down the right field line. Just a perfect piece of hitting. Nothing you can really do about that. That's going to end up being a leadoff double. And now the man making the money, Yasmani Grandal, is going to put it into right field. That's easily bringing home the winning run, and the Chicago White Sox have walked it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Abreu to Grandal, and the White Sox take the game. Aaron Bummer ends up with the blown save and the win, so good for him. Seranthony Dominguez takes the L for us. Cron with the only homer. Goodrum, Cron, and Brown with the only RBIs of the day for us. Norris, not a horrid outing. And Dominguez, not bad pitching performance from the pen. Maybe he was in a little too long, but really it was just a couple of hits that got it done for the White Sox. We end up getting swept in the 2-game set. No split for us. And we're going up against the Indians. We lose the first game of the set. Now we're going to go up against Shane Bieber. And you can see here the Brewers have acquired Brandon Lowe from the Tampa Bay Rays for a couple prospects. Kyle Isbell is a nice prospect, though. We're going to go ahead in this game against the Indians. They are right now about 7.5 games up for the division. And they have typically given us a really hard time. If you saw the 4th of July game, they were really, really good against us. Shane Bieber has been really, really good this year. 11-6, 2.65 ERA, only a 1.09 whip. And he's going up against Miggy with 2 on in the first, and Miggy's going to strike out. Miggy's been a shell of himself this year. Just glad he was able to hit his 500th homer and come back for an extra season. Barreto going to strike out as well. Here's Jonathan Scope. He strikes out, and that's going to get thrown on to first. That'll end the 3rd. Bieber, just a perfect 3 innings he's been pitching. Well, not perfect, obviously, but a very good 3 innings he's pitched. And make it 4 as C.J. Cron goes down swinging as well. Matthew Boyd against Odor, and Odor's going to put one over Nico Goodrum's head. That's going to go for a single, a leadoff single in the bottom of the 6th. Bo Naylor is going to walk, and this is getting bad for Matthew Boyd. 2 on, nobody away. Tim Anderson is going to take a walk as well. Matthew Boyd just cannot find the plate here in the 6th. And that one could have gone either way. They call it a ball. It's going to be a walked-in run. Now Lindor is up. He is going to fly one into right field, and no one's going to make the grab as Cron was forced to run onto it, and he could not get there in time. So that's another run scored for the Indians, and then again, Boyd cannot find the plate. There are guys working in the pen, but they cannot work fast enough. Here's a strikeout on the circle change. And Matthew Boyd has given up 3 runs here in the 6th. Now Oscar Mercado is up, and that should have been a strike, but instead, Blue calls it a walk, and Yusmeiro Petit is coming into the game. A 3.38 ERA in his 34 appearances. Has been very good against righty batters. not as good against lefty batters, and there's Carlos Santana proving why, as he hits one right up the middle, and that's going to bring 2 more runs home. And it's going to be 6-0. Now with Rougned Odor, he's going to dribble one over to second. Tag there, and the throw on a first is not in time. So here, more opportunity for the Indians, but this one is going to get thrown on to first. And finally, the 6th spot is over, as the Indians just come out a-blazing in that inning. Just awesome plate discipline. Here's a big hit for Kendall Brown. This one's going to go off the wall, just a few inches from being his first Major League home run, but he will get a triple out of it, a leadoff triple. We hope we can bring him home. Here's Miguel Cabrera, and he will single him home. Cabrera, we haven't seen a lot of big moments from him this year, aside from that 500th homer, but right there, a good RBI for him. Here's Jonathan Schoop dribbling one up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. That brings home our 2nd run of the game in the top of the 8th inning. Now in the bottom of the 8th, here's Jose Ramirez off Yusmeiro Petit, and that is gone. Jose Ramirez's 18th homer of the year is a solo shot, 391 feet, and it makes it 8-2. Here's C.J. Cron. He goes for a high heater, and that is lifted over the center field wall. His 15th home run of the year is a 407-foot solo shot, but it's not enough to bring us back. We lose 8-3. We have just not been good against the Cleveland Indians this season. McGowan went 4 for 4 leading off, and you love to see that because it puts your fast base runner on all the time. Cron with the only homer, Cabrera, Cron, and Schoop with the RBIs. Boyd, though, he just lost that 6th inning. He was pitching so well until then, but all of a sudden, it just went awry for him. I don't know what he was thinking, but his head was not in the game. So, we lose that game against the Indians. The Marlins want to offer us a deal, and they want to give us Craig Reese, who's a pretty good closer, and I believe was in an all-star game in the minors. J.C. Milan and Eli Schultz are really nothing to write home about, however. And we're not going to do that for Matthew Boyd, even though he just blew a 6th inning. We're not doing that. So we do get swept by the Cleveland Indians, unfortunately. And now we'll go into a game, interleague, but at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates only have 1 hot hitter, but we have none. Both teams have 2 cold hitters. We have not been playing well the last couple of weeks, and we look to right the ship here against the Pittsburgh Pirates in the final game of this episode. Casey Mize, 328, a 4-2 record in his 5 starts. He has not been awful. Jameson Taillon, in his 23 starts, has a 4-14 record with a 5.53 ERA, so we are hoping that we can hit him pretty well today, but it is actually Casey Mize who's getting hit early in the top of the 3rd. That's going to score the first Pittsburgh Pirate run. Cabrian Hayes is up. He will strike out on the inside pitch. But Pittsburgh with a 1-0 lead through 3. So here in the top of the 4th, it's Casey Mize again, and that one's just going to get over C.J. Cron's head for a base hit down the right field line. That's going to bring home the runner from second, and it's going to be 2-0 Pirates. Now Will Craig up, and he's going to ground one back at the pitcher. Casey Mize going to start the double play to get himself out of the 8th. Now in the bottom of the 8th, it's Richie McGowan, and right at the first baseman to take care of that one. So we go on to the 9th inning. Casey Mize is still pitching. He's only given up 2 runs all day. That one's going to be a gapper, though, into left center field. Easy 2-bagger. It's going to be a 3-bagger when it's all said and done. So the leadoff triple in the 9th is going to take Casey Mize out of the game. David Robertson comes in, so we'll get to see what another new acquisition will do. He's a 3.40 ERA in his 43 games. That's lined right at first base, so that'll take care of out number 1 without any runners advancing. Now Kevin Newman will strike out, so 2 away. We got to force out at second and first now for Gregory Polanco, and he will strike out, so David Robertson pitches a brilliant 9th inning to give us a chance. But we're going to have to take down Keone Kela, who's 27 of 28 in his save opportunities. He was an all-star this year. And Jonathan Scope lifts one into left. This is one of our opportunities here, but it is going to be the second out as it is just way too lifted. CJ Cron's another one who typically would hit a home run in this spot, but he will draw a walk. So Nelson Barretto's going to have a shot, and that one is deep to right field, all the way back, and what a grab in right field. And the Pittsburgh Pirates will win this. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Taking another look here. This one is hit so deep out to right field. And look at that. It had a chance, but it was only going to be hit on the wall. But Polanco makes a brilliant grab to give the Pirates the win. Jameson Taillon pitches probably one of his best games of the entire season. 8 innings, 6 strikeouts, no earned runs. Brings his ERA down to 5.19. Keela picks up his 28th save. Casey Mize picks up the L, but he really only gave up 2 runs through 8 innings. I mean, he pitched really well. We do win the second game against the Pittsburgh Pirates, so that's refreshing to see. Next episode, we'll do a little bit of a minor league check-in as they're getting close to their minor league playoffs. We're going to take on one of the better teams in the Columbus Clippers and one of the best pitchers in AAA in Kyle Dowdy. And we're going to have Tariq Skubal on the mound. So make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to join the FG fam. We can build a winner together. Take care, everybody.
I feel you somehow.